back to my channel. Today is going to be my March reflections. I don't know, and like favorites, I don't know where the hell March went. Am I the only one? I was talking to my family and my sister said March went really slow for me, and I was like, March flew by. Like, where'd it go? I feel like it was just beginning of March. What the heck happened? So it's gonna be April in a few days. I'm filming this a little bit early so that it will be up at the beginning of April for you guys. It's April and it's going, like, my birthday is in May and I'm turning 25. And I was talking in my forest chat this week that I'm having a crisis about it. I like to start these off by talking about my tarot and oracle card for March, kind of like reflecting on what it was, you know, like how it pertained to my month. And then we're going to talk about April's cards, and then we're going to get into favorites and depth year updates, stuff like that. Okay, so my tarot card for March was the Two of Cups. And I thought this was going to have to do something with like new family coming into town that I haven't met yet and things like that. But I actually found that this was talking about my husband and I kind of like deepening our connection. I feel like with a lot of people around, we just kind of realized how alike we are and how much like we just get along, and like we both want the same things out of life. And I just really felt that really deep connection between the two of us this month. So that was like a little bit of a surprise as to like what that meant for the month. And then we have practical intuition. And I love this. I don't know, like using my spiritual gifts to help people in practical ways, in ways that can really help them, that aren't too overwhelming and woo-woo, you know what I mean? You know, like I had people coming to me for advice. They're like, what is going on in the air? Why does it feel this way? And it just felt really good to have that recognition. Several times this month, I had different people coming to me for different kind of spiritual advice, just because they know like I'm the person to turn to for that. And it was really nice. So I think this was a really nice card for March, and it really did make sense. So for April, we have Temperance. And I think, I don't know, I've found myself lately, and I'm sorry if you can hear my dog walking in the background, but I've found myself lately being pulled in a lot of different directions just from my own mind. Like I'm thinking about too many things at once. And so I think that this Temperance will help bring some harmony, I'm hoping, in April, that I'll figure out how to kind of balance things and have a more calm, even thing going on. Because right now it just seems like I'm like going in a million different directions. And the oracle card I got for April was self-acceptance. I think this is a really important card. I personally have been on my own journey of self-love and self-acceptance, and really just honoring myself in a way I feel like I haven't, or I've kind of let myself down in a way in the past. So we are going to read the message in the guidebook for this, because I love this little guidebook. By the way, this is the Earth Wisdom Oracle. I absolutely adore this. For each card, you get a herb and you get a crystal. That's funny. I flipped right through it. Okay, so for self-acceptance, we have Witch Hazel. Harmonizes opposites and encourages the acceptance of individuality. Wow, isn't that perfect for Temperance? Goldstone helps with attaining goals and recognizing one's value. The journey to self-acceptance can be challenging. Humans are contradictory creatures who seek order. Reconcile your seemingly opposing qualities and find the common root. Overcome society's brainwashing and accept that you are enough. You have value. The trek to achieve self-acceptance is worth it. You are worth it. And then they have like a little mantra saying at the bottom, and it says, I accept myself as I am. I recognize my contrary nature and revel in the creative chaos that is my soul. I am enough. that came at the perfect time for me because I've been feeling just like all over the place, and we'll talk about it more in a minute. But yes, beautiful. Okay, so now we're just going to talk about like depthier stuff, I guess. I don't have a lot to update you on other than journaling has been going really good. I've been loving journaling. I've been keeping up with the full and new moon. I've been keeping up with like working with my moon cycles. Like I'm having so much fun. I'm printing out the pictures. We had the new moon in Pisces. What was this? Full moon in Virgo. I did a little reading for myself, and then we have the new moon coming up on the 1st. So it'll probably be the new moon by the time you guys are watching this. But yeah, the journaling, and I've used a lot of this journal so far. Let's see. So I feel like it'll be pretty much full by the time that I'm done with it, because I write a lot about all my tarot readings I do for myself. And I think I want to add some more into this as far as just my spiritual journey goes, and not just tarot, because there's a lot I feel inspired to write about, and I don't really know like what journal to put it in. It's weird. But anyway, journaling has been, I've been keeping up with it, and I'm proud of that. Okay, let's talk books for a minute, because that's part of my depth here, is reading lots of books. And in my last video, I was like all about the books. March or February? February was all about the reading for me. I was binge reading. I was just adoring the reading, and I still love reading, but March was very busy for me. We had family come to town. We were working on the house. I was painting. I was doing lots of stuff, and I didn't really have the time to read as much. So I've made it about a third of the way through A Court of Mist and Fury. I did finish A Court of Thorns and Roses in March, like the very beginning of March, I believe. And this is really good. Again, I haven't found the time to read this month, and that's okay. I'll probably fall back into it shortly. And I think giving myself 15 books in a year was smart of myself so that I didn't like push myself to read when I wasn't feeling it. I'm very organic in that way of, I can't like force myself to do something, or I'll just like not want to do it. So we're going to talk about that some more, but I will read. I read some in the car the other day for my lunch break. So still reading this, I don't know. I'm just not in that place right now, which is fine. So now we are just going to talk favorites. And I'm sure I talked about decks I wanted to work with in March in my last video, but I can't even remember what they are now. And I'm sure I worked with them. I don't know. Like I said, I'm very organic with what I want to work with. Like I'll just feel very called to work with a certain deck. And if I like set out specific decks that I have to work with that month, it just kind of never really turns out the way I want it to. So I don't know if I'm really going to set out specific decks that I want to work with in each month anymore. I'm just going to share my favorites and what I did work with. And yeah, I think that that's going to be a good way to do these videos from now on. So before we get into my decks, I do want to speak about some other random favorites as well. I've been loving baths. I built this little furniture thing that I got off of Amazon for my bathroom, and I put bath salts in it. I'll show you guys like a little tour of it. I filmed a little video. Okay, here's my little cabinet tour. I have candle, rose quartz, obviously, my statue. I have my moonlight right there. There's my remote. But you can change it to like whatever color. I don't think I have anything in here. Nothing. I have extra bath salts in here. Okay, look how cute these potion bottles are. I have my bubble bath. Bath salts in these giant jars. I know I still need to take the stickers off. But yeah, just self-care stuff that's like fun, you know, like smell good stuff. I don't know. It's just really fun to play around with that stuff because I wasn't the past like year or so caring about that at all. So it's fun to get back into that and have that me time, you know what I mean? So I've been loving doing the bath stuff. And I've been obsessed with ghosts lately. I've been watching Ghost Adventures, which has always been a favorite. I've been watching Paranormal Caught on Camera. I've been watching Goosebumps. Just anything spooky I've been watching. And I filmed a video for this channel talking about a true crime, like mystery kind of a thing. And we did a tarot reading and it was really cool, but the footage kind of got messed up. So I don't know if I'm ever going to post that one, but I definitely want to make a new one soon because using my cards to like try to figure out mysteries has been like, I'm obsessed. It's really fun. I can't wait to post more videos like that. That's been an obsession lately. It's just like spirit communication, decks for spirit communication, which I want to make a whole video about, so I'm not going to talk about too much in this one, but just stuff like that has been a favorite. I've also been watching Bridgerton, and that is a favorite. I love that show, and it's been really good. It's kind of like a guilty pleasure kind of a show, I guess. It's good. So yeah, not too much on like the random favorites this month. I painted my bathroom. I'll show you guys like a little picture. I put stars up on the ceiling and I painted it like a dark navy, so it has that celestial vibe, which I'm obsessed with. So yeah, those have been my like random favorites, and now we're gonna get into decks. I just kind of pulled some random ones off my desk that I know I've been working with, so I'm not even sure what's here really, but Druid Craft. Okay, so this is the Druid Craft. I have it in this little bag because the box is freaking huge. This deck has been a favorite since the minute I opened it, but it was so huge with the borders and everything that I felt like I couldn't use it. But I've always loved this deck, so I trimmed off the borders, the white borders originally. I edged it in like a green, and I rebacked it in this brown vinyl. But the trim job I did on it was so bad, and I don't know, I found myself not really working with it because like the tactile experience just wasn't the greatest because of like how bad the trim was. So I ended up trimming off all of the borders to where it is just the artwork. And I love it. I don't need the titles to be able to figure out what the card is. And I just feel like this has opened it back up to me using it more. And I have used it quite a bit in March. But this is such a favorite. And this is one, I'm not going to guarantee it, but it is one I would like to do a deck study on. One thing I would like to do in March, and I'm not going to pick a specific deck, but I would like to do a deck study on one of my decks this month. Maybe a tarot and an oracle. But I'm very inspired by Tarot with Ruby. She does these deck studies where she kind of like, she goes deep with a deck and she'll like write down the meanings, go through the guidebook, kind of figure out what they mean to her and really get to know the deck. And while I do feel like I know this deck very well, I've never read the guidebook in depth. So I would love to do that with this deck. But again, I'm not going to do it unless I feel drawn to it and feel inspired to do it. I'm sorry, my dogs are being annoying. But yeah, this deck is beautiful. I love it. It's earthy, it's witchy. It's one of my favorites of all time. So that one has been at the top of the list this month. Okay, I only have a few more. So this is the Witch's Oracle by Sally Morningstar. I shared it in my classics video, and it had been kind of sitting on the shelf for a while, and I hadn't taken it out in a while. And I've just been obsessed with it lately. I mean, it is a classic of mine, but I've just really been into it. I love the keywords and I love the guidebook. The guidebook has like associations magically, and then they'll have, it's really just like a short little I don't know, you get a lot of information, but it's not overwhelming in the guidebook, and I love it. So I've been just pulling one of these to add a witchy layer or a witchy kind of aspect to any reading that I'm doing for myself, and it just, I love it. It makes me feel magical. So again, The Witch's Oracle by Sally Morningstar. And okay, so we have the Southern Gothic Oracle. This has been a favorite. I just recently got the Haunts expansion pack, which is 9 cards that are creepy. We have Mothman right here. And then like, here's a normal card. The Peacock, Black Walnut. Here's another Haunts one, the Conjured Spirit. So like I said, been obsessed with like spirit communication. I have the Embroidered Graveyard Oracle coming, and I am so excited for that because it's not, part of it is made for literal spirit communication. So I'm really excited for that. The next deck will be about that as well. I just love how like Southern this feels. I mean, it's a Southern Gothic and I am from the Southwest. So a lot of these things feel like home to me, and they feel like summer spent in a graveyard. You know what I mean? Like it exudes these like creepy summery vibes, which I'm all about lately. So Southern Gothic Oracle, really good. I'm sorry. Okay, can you leave? Thank you. Love you. Okay, so I also want to mention here that I'm getting the Beltane Oracle for the Seasons of the Witch, and I want to use that all through April and May. That is one I am vowing to use, like either as a weekly or daily kind of a pull, because I'm so excited for that one, and I love the Seasons of the Witch decks. All right, next deck we're going to talk about that I've been obsessed with is the Memento Mori. Again, I bought this for spirit communication, for like a Ouija board in a deck. That's specifically what I bought it for, and I'm obsessed. She has an expansion pack coming out soon, or like she's gonna open up pre-orders again or something, and I'm probably gonna get that. Oh, this deck is so magical, and I don't even know what to say. It has just like a word, or like a picture and a word. It doesn't have like a keyword necessarily. It just kind of explains what the item is. I'm sorry, my words are not coming out correctly. So it just says stars, right? And so you have to really go off your intuition with this. She does have a little mini guidebook, I don't have it here, which has like a few explanations of what the card could mean. But I feel like this is something to really work with your intuition, right? So we have cemetery. What could that mean? Charm. To me, a charm means like good luck. We have scythe. Death, possibly, or cutting something off. Cure. So this would be like some kind of a resolution to your problem. What's the cure? Coins. So, money, finances. And this deck to me is just perfect for spirit communication and just intuitively getting a pull from like the other side. I don't know. It's so good. And I've never been really drawn to her like tarot deck. This is by Claire Goodchild, by the way. I don't know, something about, and this has flowers too, but like it's very like monochromatic and creepy. And I was inspired to get this deck by the Haunted Housewives. It's a podcast, and they read about like spooky cases with this deck, and so that's what I wanted it for. And I'm actually going to be testing it out today for that in another video, so you'll see that. I don't know if you'll see that one first or you'll see this one, but yeah, really loving this deck. It's like 80 cards or something, but it's pretty thin, so you can add like the expansion packs and it won't be too big. So I don't know if you guys know somebody who's like trying to sell one of the expansion packs that have come out in the past, because I'm kind of late to the game, please let me know, because I can't find them anywhere anymore. So I don't know, they were like limited edition, you know, so I'd be happy to buy one that somebody's not using. But yeah, Memento Mori Oracle, and it can double as a Lenormand as well, which is really cool. Okay, last deck we're going to talk about is the Goddesses, Gods, and Guardians Oracle cards. I love this. This was kind of, I bought this to kind of like replace or like take over my Ascended Masters. Is that what it's called? No, Keepers of the Light by Kyle Gray. I talked about how I was kind of drawn to that deck, and I still might use it here and there, but this one has kind of taken that over. These are the backs. It has, I love that it has masculine and feminine energy, and the artwork is just way more my style. So I think that's why I am drawn to it over the Keepers of the Light. Look how beautiful that is. We have age diversity in here. I just love how they are depicted. And the guidebook on this is amazing, and it's been so spot on for me, and the few cards that I pulled from it for myself, it's been very spot on to like what I need to hear in the moment. So yeah, a beautiful Goddess and God and Guardian deck. So yes. Another just like little random favorite regarding decks is these little bags. I found them at Hobby Lobby, and I will be printing on these and selling them in my shop, like having designs and stuff on them. But these are perfect for like my Llewellyn decks. This is the Enchanted Forest of Enchantment Tarot. They fit perfect in here. Any like regular sized tarot deck will fit in here. And I love that because my Llewellyn boxes are so huge and they take up so much of my like tarot shelf that I wanted these little bags, and I love them. They're perfect for a tarot deck, and I'm going to be decorating them, and I will have some options in my shop. I'm sorry you guys, my dogs have just been on one this whole video. But yeah, so really obsessed with that. So yeah, guys, that has been my favorites and reflections for March. And yeah, not as organized of a video, I guess, or like I don't have as much to talk about this month. But yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed. I would love to hear your favorites for March down below. Something I really want to focus on in April as well is like curating my collection, not necessarily decluttering, but putting the decks that I really want to work with, that I love, that I know I'm connected with, kind of at the forefront and right next to my desk, and then kind of keeping the ones that I'm not sure about up and put away to see if I like really miss them. And then I might do a big declutter like later on in the year. But that's something I'm really focused on, and I will make a video called My Curated Collection once I kind of really narrow it down and have all of my favorites kind of next to me and like where I can easily work with them. So that's something that I will definitely be doing. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you have a magical April and it brings you all of the things that you want. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.